Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here today for a cozy Christmas get it all done. Today is going to be more of my chatty podcast style, clean, cook, and all things Christmas. I'm going to be opening up about what happened with my husband and his hospitalization, and just be talking a little bit about what I learned and what I'm grateful for and the real meaning of Christmas. Probably going to be a little emotional, I'm not gonna lie to you, so if you're looking forward to that, then stick around. But first, I did want to thank Kinder Beauty for sponsoring today's video. Kinder Beauty is a cruelty-free and clean vegan beauty subscription box, which for as low as $23 a month, you can receive up to $165 worth of skincare, hair care, and makeup right to your door. So a steal, you guys. And what's more is that a portion of Kinder Beauty's proceeds goes right back to animal rights and environmental organizations. So it's beauty that's better for you, better for animals, and better for the environment. This is their November box, but depending on when you subscribe, you'll receive the box for that month that you sign up for. So you might not receive exactly what's in this box, but your box will still be filled with the best clean beauty. And if you sign up for their 6-month subscription, you'll get each box for only $23, plus you'll receive a free box worth $138 in value. They did give me a code for you guys, and I'll leave that on the screen. But with this code, you can get 50% off any first-time subscribers' first Kinder Beauty box. So I'll leave all that information in my description box. This is an awesome idea for gifts for Christmas, or just for you to treat yourself for the new year. You know, new year, new me, we have goals, and taking care of yourself could be one of those. So if you're interested, I'll again leave all the information down in my description. So thank you to Kinder Beauty for sponsoring today's video. Now back to the video. I'm just gonna be cleaning up the kitchen. I needed a real deep clean. It has kind of gotten behind me with everything that's going on, but I'm just gonna be cleaning. I'm gonna be making some chili and cornbread because it was a chilly day. I know I'm super corny, but yeah, I just wanted all the Christmas vibes. I'm also gonna be rapping with you guys, and I'm basically gonna be talking throughout the video, just explaining everything and what I've learned and all that stuff. It's kind of gonna be like one of my podcast style videos that I used to do. I haven't done them in a while, but I have some venting to do, some catching up to do with you guys, so that is what we're going to be doing. I will leave the chili recipe down in my description box in case you guys are interested in that, but I won't be talking about it during this video. It'll kind of just be playing in the background, and you guys will have somebody to talk to. So if you want to wrap gifts with me, if you want to clean with me, if you want to cook with me, whatever, turn on this video and just listen to me blabber about all my life's problems. But I just want to start off by saying thank you. Thank you to everybody who reached out to me either on Instagram or on my community post here on YouTube. I didn't get a chance to get back to every single one of you guys because it was a lot and there was a lot going on, and just to answer every single one of them was really overwhelming. But at the same time, I am so thankful, and just know I seen every single one of them, and it made me feel way less alone than I was feeling at the moment, not being with my husband and all that stuff. But I really appreciate it. I never expected to have not only like a subscribers, but like family. Like, you guys are family. You guys will sit there and genuinely pray for me and care about what's going on in my life, and I just never expected that going into YouTube. So I thank you guys so much. And now I kind of will get into what happened with my husband. So he was hospitalized for emergency surgery on Thanksgiving Day. So going back to a week before Thanksgiving Day, he had some food that didn't sit well with him, and it happens quite a lot. Like when he has either like red meat or like anything that has a lot of lactate in it, he'll have an upset stomach. That happened again, and he was like, his stomach was very upset. He was vomiting, and he had fever and all that stuff. But usually when these things happen, he will be better in about a day or two. His fever will go down, the vomiting will stop, and all that stuff. But this time it tended to drag on, and it was a week later and he was still having really high fevers. The vomiting had stopped, but he was having really high fevers and chills. And so he went in for blood work on Wednesday. And Wednesday night around 11 a.m., 11 p.m., I'm sorry, we got his results back, and I had a panic attack because his liver enzymes were like super, super high. And we Googled it, and it could have meant gallbladder or liver disease or a bunch of scary stuff. Google. I would suggest anybody to just stay off Google because they will convince you that you're gonna die. But so I told him, you have to go to the emergency room. The next day I couldn't bring in my daughter, so I had to stay until somebody could come and watch her. And it turned out that when they did a CAT scan, it was his appendix. So appendix is usually a simple surgery. You usually could go home the next day. They have this, I'm not even going to try to say the name, but it starts with an L, and it's the new way they do appendix surgery, where it's just 3 small incisions and they're able to take it out, and you're like walking the next day. But apparently with my husband's case, so what the doctor told us, and I'm so grateful for the doctors, but basically they had to do an open surgery. So they tried to do the 3 incision one, and they had to do an open one because his was super, super inflamed. It was wrapped around his colon. He had something that was just really bad that they said they really never see. And reason being was this was going on for 7 days. So usually with appendicitis, it'll burst within 2-3 days. Like, it just doesn't last that long. And if you don't know, when it bursts, that can be life-threatening. But in his case, because it was wrapped around his colon and all that other stuff, that's why it didn't burst. And hence, that's why the infection was so bad. So in one way, we were thankful that it didn't burst, because that could have, been way worse. But then it also caused a really, really bad infection. And it ended up being where he was in the hospital way longer than we thought, way longer than the doctors thought. His white blood cell count kept going up even after they did the surgery, and just things were off. He did a bunch of CAT scans, a bunch of ultrasounds. They had to put a tube in his throat. He started vomiting after surgery, and we never really had like big surgeries in the family. So even though this was kind of a small surgery, it was still really hard. Sorry guys, but it was still really hard for us. And especially coming in, like, I think it was the second day, and seeing him with a tube down his throat. It was really, really hard. It was so scary. And tubed him again directly to his stomach a couple days later, because they thought it was something else, and they were draining him from his stomach, draining him from the throat. And it was just a really complicated case. And he ended up being in the hospital for 8 days, and it was really hard for 8 days. I was, I couldn't bring my baby, so I had to have his family watch her. So for 8 days, I was driving, dropping her off to the family member's house, driving to the hospital, and then driving back home. Or driving to pick her up, and then going home, and then feeding her and taking her a shower and going straight to sleep, and then waking up, doing it the next day all over again. So it was really hard, but I'm so grateful that he's home now. And I did post a video on my Instagram of him coming home, and my daughter was so excited. And yeah, guys, it was just really, really hard. I've never been away from my husband since we've been married, and neither have I had to do things myself with my daughter, and it was really hard. You kind of realize how much your partner actually does, and how much you guys need each other, and you're a team and stuff. And yeah, just thank you guys for all the prayers, because it really made a difference. He's still home recovering, and it's still really hard. Even to get this video out to you guys was super, super hard, because I'm currently doing everything. He can't lift her. He's going to be home for a while, and he can't lift. He can't do any of that stuff. So it's really hard. I've never been overwhelmed as I am now, but I also never knew I had this strength, and I really truly believe that it's God that's giving me the strength to keep going, because I tend to just not be able to handle a lot. And the fact that I'm handling this right now is just, it blows my mind, because I wouldn't think a month ago that I would be able to do this, and here I am doing it. But it also brought me to kind of changed my outlook on things, like about Christmas and what is really about and what matters the most. I remember we were in the hospital and I would ask him just to like have conversation what he wanted for Christmas, and he just wanted to be home with his family. That's what he said. And you know, it really struck to me. My whole plan for this video before all this happened was to do a wrap with me and kind of talk about the meaning of Christmas, the real meaning of Christmas, and also share something with you guys that I read that touched my heart, which I am still gonna do, but this situation just enforced it even more because it really made me realize the real meaning of Christmas. And I say that because last year we had just moved into our new house, and we were tight on money, and it was right around Christmas. So you just move into a new house, you put all that money into the new house, you have all these new bills. I had just been laid off my job for COVID and stuff, so it was just a new scary beginning. And we knew that for Christmas we couldn't spend a lot of money because it just wouldn't be smart. And I remember, and excuse me if I keep crying, I told you guys it would be emotional, but I remember that it was my daughter's first year of, not her, she was born right before Christmas time, but this was her first year. She was a year old, and I was so excited for Christmas, but we couldn't get her like expensive stuff. I remember I had to get her like cheap $15-$20 toys off of Amazon, not what I really wanted to get her. We decided that for her birthday we would get her a ball pit, and that was a lot of money. It was like $100 and something, and we were like, for Christmas we're just gonna get her, you know, cheaper things. And I was so depressed that I couldn't get my baby girl better gifts. I felt like a failure as a mom. I felt just depressed. I just felt really depressed that I couldn't get her what I wanted to get her, that I couldn't get her something that was more expensive. And now I look back, and even watching the videos of her opening her gifts, like, she didn't care about any of that. She was with her mom and her dad, and she was so happy, and we were there as a family. And going into this, you know, we weren't together as a family for Thanksgiving. He was in the hospital, and then every day that we thought he was going to come home, and they said that he was staying another day, and we didn't know when he was going to come home. And now that he's home, all I care about for Christmas is that he's home. You know, again, the same thing is kind of going to happen this year because we're not going to be able to get too expensive gifts for everybody. We're hosting Christmas, and because of the surgery, he's going to be off from work and not getting paid as much. But it's not hitting me as much as last year because I'm just happy that he's home. It just changed my whole outlook on life. I'm not worried about how much I'm spending on Christmas because that's not the meaning of Christmas. Like, the meaning of Christmas is just, one, Christ and what he did for us, and two, just being with family and having that time together, like being able to enjoy those holidays and family time together. So I'm just so grateful. And one of the things that I was going to share with you guys before all this happened that also touched my heart, in case you're a mom out there that was feeling like me last year and was feeling inadequate because they're not able to get their child expensive things or what they want or what they put on their Christmas list. I just wanted to share this because USPS has a thing called USPS Operation Santa, where basically you can send a letter to the North Pole address that they provide, and then they upload it to a website, and people who want to look through these letters can pick somebody and get something off their list. So this is for like unfortunate families who can't afford to get stuff for Christmas, so they write a letter to Operation Santa, and then everybody else is able to pick a letter, read it, and try to send them something from their list. So I thought that was really, really nice, and I actually went on and I read this letter that completely tugged at my heart because I was upset at not being able to get her an expensive gift and only getting her a $20 gift last year. And this is what this kid wrote last year to the Operation Santa. It says, "Dear Santa, I have been a good kid this year by helping out my parents, neighbors, and anyone else. I got good grades last year. Although COVID started, my mom lost her job and it's been difficult. I will be asking for things that my mom and I need and not want. We really need paper towels. We really need paper towels, toilet paper, kitchen, trash can, sponges, dog toys for my dogs. He likes chew toys. P.S. He eats them fast, so if possible, get dog toys that are rubber and won't rip. I would like to get fuzzy socks, warm blankets. I really love Stitch and Lilo and Stitch, I guess. And it's a long letter, but I'm just gonna stop there because I'm gonna get emotional again. I mean, I already am emotional, but it's the fact that I was upset last year, or if you're a mom and you're feeling like I was feeling last year, feeling inadequate because you're not able to get your kids something, just remember that there's kids out there like this that are asking for paper towels and toilet paper and fuzzy socks and warm blankets, because it really puts things into perspective for you. When you see things like that, when you read things like that, the meaning of Christmas is not about breaking bank. The meaning of Christmas is about Christ and what he gave to us. The ultimate gift that he gave to us was eternal life and salvation. And I really believe that us giving gifts on Christmas is just to share in that act of giving, mimicking in a very small way what Christ did for us, what he gave. And it's not about how much you spend on the gift. You can get somebody a meaningful gift that does not cost a lot, which is what we did this year. We didn't get everybody an expensive gift, which realistically we're hosting Christmas, and if we got everybody a $50 gift, that would be a lot of money, and that's just not who we are. We're not in the position to spend that much money, but we did make sure that everything we picked would be specific to that person, and we know that they would like and enjoy, or something that we know they needed. So that's the meaning of Christmas, you guys. We give just to show a small portion of and reenact what Christ did for us, what he gave to us. So I just wanted to share that. I know I ugly cried throughout this entire video, and I'm so sorry. I'm still in a very emotional state. My husband just got home maybe 4 days ago. So yeah, thank you guys for listening, and I hope that if there's a mom out there, even one that felt the way I did last year or is struggling with those same type of feelings of inadequacy, that you're listening to this and you feel much better. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next one. I don't know when it's going to be, to be honest, but I hope that it's soon. I love you guys, and I'll speak to you soon, God willing, as always.